Hello, my name is Chanut Sandeep. Today I'm going to explain about a certain Java program, which is called, let me share my screen first. Okay. Um, this Java program is called the WeirdSort program. And with this program, we were given a text file, which is called the unsorted numbers.txt. So as you can see, there are six numbers starting from 2 to 7. Um, they're not ordered. So in Java, we have several sorting methods, but as you can see, the name of this Java file is WeirdSort, which is like we haven't used any of the standard sorting methods for this program, but just a smart way of sorting something without using a sorting method. So let's see how this program works. So as you can see, this line is where we name the class WeirdSort, and this is this is creating a main method within the Java program, public static void main string args, and this line is where we start the first try block. So in Java, try is like it defines a certain block of code, um, and it tests that code while that code is executing. So here we start the first try block, this point, and we move on to the next line, which begins a for loop. And over here, as you can see, we have files.lines, which which is like you give a certain file to this program, and in this case, it's this one, the text file, unsorted numbers txt. So we give the path to the file, and this command files.lines reads the text file line by line as a stream of strings. And then after this file is read as a stream of strings, it moves on to this step, which map to in, which it will convert the stream of strings into stream of integers. And then after it converts the stream of strings from this point to this point, it converts the stream of integers to integers with this whole thing, integer passed in. And after those stream of integers are converted into integers, it moves those integers to the array we have, to array command. So this will be the array we have current integers. And we move on to the next line, new thread. And this, some of you may wonder what this arrow means. It means the lambda expression, the lambda function. So in Java, there are many like ways. Um, I'll explain furthermore. Uh, as you can see, this one thread.sleep. Thread.sleep is something like it's a waiting way, like it delays something for a certain amount of time period, like it suspends the current execution for a certain amount of time through this thread. So to do that, you have to use this lambda expression. in order to do this. So we start the next try block. So during this first try block, this line is checked while it's executing for errors. And during this second try block, these lines are tested for errors while it's being executed. So as I said, thread.sleep is a way of, it suspends the current executing program for a certain amount of time interval and moves on to the next step. So in this program, as you can see, the first number we have is 5. So the first current value we have is 5, right? For this one. So we have 5 as an integer. So you can see here you have milli-s. So this milli-s represents milliseconds. So after this, current becomes number 5 because the first number we have is 5. That 5 gets multiplied by 1000, so it becomes 5000 milliseconds. So after it becomes 5000 is like 5 seconds, right? So after it becomes 5000 milliseconds, it moves on to this line and prints number 5 after 5 seconds with a space, as you can see. Okay. And it moves on to the next line because it reads the file line by line. Number 3. So you get number 3 as the current value, gets multiplied by 1000, gets printed after 3 seconds because 3000 milliseconds is 3 seconds. So next we have number 2. Number 2 becomes the current value, gets multiplied by 1000, prints the value with a space after 2 seconds. So let me run this program real quick to show how this thing works. So you guys can get a rough idea of the whole program. So we'll see. Okay. Let me run that again. See, so if you guys counted the numbers, as you can see, number 5 was printed 5 seconds after I ran the program. Number 3 was printed 3 seconds after I ran the program. Number 2 was printed 2 seconds after I ran the program. Okay, let's count. Let's count and see. Run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See? Pretty cool. I love this code. It's a pretty cool program. And okay, let's move on to the next line. So while these two codes run, this catch interrupted exception E, what it does is catches when the thread is interrupted at a certain point when the executing program is sleeping or waiting. So what it does is, so here we have a sleep, right? So it delays a certain amount of time. While that program is being executed, interrupted exception, what it does is if something happens that interrupts the program, then it catches that error. And what this line does is e dot print stack trace. It traces the whole process of the program. And if something bad happens during the program, it collects all the steps we have until that point of error and prints all the steps so we can identify where the error occurred. That's what this does. And here we have dot start, which starts this thread. As you can see, the alignment, see this line. So it starts the new thread. Okay. So this catch command belongs to the second try block. And this catch command belongs to the first try block. And as you can see, since we are inputting a certain file, we have IO exception E, because IO is input output exception. And what IO exception does is checks and catches exceptions at the compiling time. So this is where the compiling happens. All right. And what this does is if something happens at the compiling time, this thing prints out the error message. That's how this code works simply. All right. Let's run this program for the final time. Okay, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you so much. Have a good day.